There we go. Got it. All right. All right. Peace and love, world. Peace and love. How's everybody doing on this beautiful moon day, this Monday? I am Brother Hasan Ghaziel, and I'm here with my awesome and magnificent bro.
Benjamin Day. Peace and greetings. Peace and greetings.
Namaste. Peace and greetings. I am Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey. Islam to you all. Y'all, you are crazy. Yes, yo. That's because what I said about you guys earlier. That's what's funny. See, it's like, oh my God, you're like a Brother Hasan. So anyhow, with that being said, guys, I am Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey here at Morocco at Northwest of Mexham. All is well.
All is well. I'm humbly screaming Brother Hasan over here, cheerfully.
Well, I'm about to go back in the office though, so give me a moment. But I'm here, guys. Islam.
All righty. Thank y'all for coming to another episode of Intuition Mondays, and today we are covering the Taurean global effects. You know, as the sun is about to ingress or enter Taurus. So, without much further ado, I'm gonna get a quick intro in right there for us. Let me hit the photo screen.
To reminisce on my people notorious.
Should have made a long one.
To give all that buster like that there.
Yeah, man, just a quick jab, man. Just a real quickie of the jabby, right? So let me get right over here. All right, so let me get out of there. All right, all righty. So thank you all, like I said, once again, for coming to join us. And we are coming live here from the Northwest of Mexham, or let's say North America, or the crest of Asia, whatever terms you would like to prefer for that, North Gate, however you like to do your lingo. All right, and this is the Taurean solar ingress. And me, myself, and Brother Benjamin. Brother Benjamin will be starting us off. He'll be covering the first three houses. I'll be covering 4 through 6, Brother Benjamin once again 7 through 9, and I'll just bring it home with 10 through 12, right? And all right, but before we do get started and get into our testimonies and delineations, we'd like to give all honors to Prophet Noble Drew Ali for bringing back us our nationality and the creed of our ancestors, our foremothers and forefathers. So once again, honors. All right, and then, we're just going to go into a quick quote from Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Time never was when man was not. Just think about it. Time never was when man or mind was not. I'm going to let that marinate, as we get down with what we do. So, furthermore or less, Brother Benjamin, I shall yield to you, bro. Let you do your thing.
Oh, brother. I can see that. I'm in a Capricorn zone here for April 20th, 2022. It's on Wednesday. We got 0600 hours, 25 minutes. We are in Kerpipe Meridius. Kerpipe Meridius.
Meridius. Yeah, Meridius.
Oh, yeah. Meridius.
Mauritius. Islam. And like I said, and I'll say this not to interrupt you, just let me add real quick. Yeah. Now that I saw that slide, the entry slide, yeah, I'll make sure I go back and fix the title on that thumbnail so the Taurean. Because let me tell you what I thought in that moment on Taurean, because I was thinking about, okay, Sagittarius, but I know that I've seen different, derivations of the spelling. However, I do appreciate before we got on there, us actually doing the due diligence of finding exactly what it is so that we can be able to professionally present our presentation and title, and then I'll go back and I'll edit the thumbnail and make sure that it says Taurean, Taurean is obviously the preferred spelling when pertaining to the sign Taurus. And that's what I was just saying. That's why I looked at it. I was like, man, it's a great thumbnail. Yeah, I'll make sure instead of just Taurean, because I've seen that also. But I'll do Taurean because I do see too, Brother Benjamin, when he was like, yo, it just kind of looks better. Just kind of vibes better with a better energy. So, but with that, I yield the floor. Islam.
Alrighty. Ascendant ruler. We have Mars at 3 degrees, 45 minutes, Pisces in the 11th house. And the ascendant is at 29 degrees, 43 minutes, Aries, prophet of a new order. Interessante. We're here to talk about first house, and we have the sun at 0 degrees, Taurus 0 minutes in the house of self. And it seems to be Uranus and Venus there in the south node. And I'll give my delineation that I have here with the sun ingressing the first house pertaining to self, sitting in one of the 4 angular houses, which is 1, 4, 7, 10. This energy is pretty strong and would be wise to use accordingly with oneself, because it's the house of self. Creative values, as far as what we value, what I'm saying, food, that can be, self, the inner self, value the inner self first. Values on the rise, the need to secure what makes the self valued, and whatever one decides to create from the self, others relating to you will see what your values are through what you create or through self-creation that resonate within the self. Using these ancient principles and applying those ancient principles in the now to further show how one is valuing the self by self-discipline. And 0 degrees, Taurus, 0 minutes is the degree of powerful in combining old principles and new applications. That's why at the end of my delineation, I said using the ancient principles and applying those ancient principles in the now to further show how one is valuing himself by self-discipline, and that's your self-status. So mostly where you value, those things you value are close to you, and mostly those are things that are taught to you as well. So in a more divine movement, paradigm mindset, go back to the mind, ancient foremothers and fathers. And with the degree, ascendant degree at the prophet of the order, that just makes so much sense. Why wouldn't you change what you value in self? Get a chance to actually know thyself and, value thyself. And I will yield on sun ingress in the first house. In Taurus, 0 degrees, 0 minutes, self-love, self-value is long. Sagittarius rules on here. So Jupiter calling some shots. April 20th, 2022, Wednesday, 0400 hours, 25 minutes. We are in Horn, Botswana. And on the rise there, we have 0 degrees, 17 minutes, Aries. And the degree meeting for ascendant at 0 degrees, 17 minutes, Aries, a positive nature that creates its own destiny. That seems a little weird, don't you think? Yeah. The ascendant ruler, Mars, is at 3 degrees, 45 minutes, Pisces in the 12th house of institutions. But we are here to speak about the second house. There we go. Alrighty, so the sun is now in the second house, still the same degree, 0 degrees, Taurus, 0 minutes. And I give the delineation here. The sun is now ingressed in the second house, pertaining to values, wealth, speaking ability as well, taking the energy of the degree meaning, which is power, and combining the principles in new applications. So now we bring that degree meaning and that energy into the second house of love, for all things value, shining light on how one will be using their finances and purchasing things that pertain to expressing one's creative endeavors, such as, clothes, maybe it could be some like literature, Could be something, you know, that's like, let's say things close to the heart, you know, a drawing book, you know, some type of, you know, maybe like you like flowers, you know, something earthy, you know, maybe you want to go on a camping trip and sit in the woods to get you like, you know, a little getaway or something. Some of you want to like buy a ticket to like some campsite or something like that, you know, summertime's coming up, or a little fishing trip or something. Something small, nothing too big to break the bank. That allow you to show how you want to shine as an individual. Because, you know, the sun is out, you can't really see the other stars, so it's an individual. So the things that you purchase, you know, you're gonna show how creative you are through that purchase, and you're gonna shine in that way, you know. And be careful to speak too highly and to come off arrogant and rub someone the wrong way. The sun doesn't need to try to shine. That's what it does in nature. So just be you and just, you know, value you. Your values keep your ego in check. Make sure it's in you and not on you. Material things don't make you who you are. Material things are only tools to assist the soul in this carnal life. This carnal life of the cycle. So, you know, get things that assist you in helping the soul to ascend. Don't get things just to look, you know, cool on the quote unquote block wherever you go, you know. So it got to be in you and not on you, you know, because we all are at least, we all, you know, spirit man first. We all think before we act. So live the think before we act. How you feel. And that's once again, Brother Sean is showing you the sun degree, what I was reading, you know, powerful in combining old principles and new applications. And applying something is, you know, getting it to work and the sun is blowing us. Alrighty. Scorpio rules on, so Mars and Pluto have some say so. And this is April 20th, 2022, another Wednesday. It goes at 0200 hours and 25 minutes. We're in Balau, Senegal. Ascendant at 14 degrees, 32 minutes Aquarius. Ascendant ruler. Uranus, that's Neptune, at 13 degrees, 55 minutes Taurus. Third house, no, that's definitely Uranus.
Yeah, it's Uranus.
Yes, indeed.
That's definitely Uranus. That's Uranus and Taurus in the third house at 13 degrees, 55 minutes. And I'm talking about the third house, and the sun is here. The sun is in the house of communication at the degree of powerful and combining old principles and new applications. And I'm gonna just keep pounding that, you know, hammering that in, you know, hammering that truth, hammering those old up. Thank you, Brother Sean. I really appreciate it. All right. Sun now in the third house of communication, siblings, local area, media, and thinking. Giving testimony to this energy with slow, stagnant thoughts. That doesn't mean like, you know, like retardation. It's like you're gonna marinate like the cow does, you know, in the cud. You're gonna marinate on your thoughts before you just put them out online or write that letter or, you know, write that song or you know, purchase that book. You're probably gonna go online or get some facts about it before you actually make a move on it. You're gonna make sure that you're gonna reap the what you're gonna sow. You know, you're gonna plant a good seed. You know, the bull fertilizes the ground, the dirt. So what you get, you're gonna be like, okay, cool. How can I, you know, make this fertile? How can I get something back? Not saying you want something back, but you want to make sure that way when you give some energy, you don't have you're getting less of something. So you want to make sure what you're giving is replenishing it. You know, but things like overflowing of a cup, you know, type deal. With solstice that should be looked at carefully since they sit on the mind long. The pride in how one speaks and stand out in the local area and communicating with people who are in authority positions. So, you know, it's like, you don't have to just like be overbearing. You're like, hey, listen to me now type deal. It's like, you know, the company, well, you know, and the truth doesn't have to beat someone in the face. You don't have to yell to the sky or yell at the sky to the highest volume that the sun is out. You know, I'm sure everyone, according to where they are on planet Earth, can see that the sun is out, and where people are, the sun isn't out. They can't be like, hey, the sun's out. It's not pretty dark out there. You know, so just do that, you know, and dust your feet off and go. It's a great opportunity to put all values up front while demonstrating in via media, email, handwritten letter, gathering value information that can be utilized in that house to bring destruction of old beliefs and instill new generated thoughts that will assist you to stay on this forever ascending path to truth. And I will yield on the sun being the third house of Taurus, 0 degrees, 0 minutes. Principles, the power in combining the low principles, that old mind, in this new world, quote unquote. But that's not the sun. And I yield.
That's fine, bro. Yes, mom. All righty. I guess that's my turn, huh?
Yeah. Appreciate those names too, brother. Sean. Too bad.
For sure. All righty. So we're at the Libra zone. Let's see if it let me zoom in.
Sounds like a song. We're at the Libra zone. We at the Libra zone. We at the
So we in the Libra zone. We at my Taurean, Venezuela. We got the ascendant in Sagittarius. Hey. See, like
I'm starting to see.
See, I'm telling you, it's Mercury conjunct Jupiter every time. All righty, so ascending at 27 degrees, 12 minutes, Sagittarius. And, we know that Sagittarius is ruled by Guru Jupiter, which is at 25 degrees, 39 minutes, Pisces, in the third house of mind and communications. All right, and so we'll get on next into is the sun now. So we have the sun in Taurus in the 4th house. So as my brother been saying, powerful and combining old principles and new applications. So when it comes to Taurus being in the 5th house, when it comes to your joy, you could be, we could be out here looking at, new ways to find joy, because, just like the pendulum swings right and left, there's always ups, there are always downs. So how can you find ways to express your joy in days to where you don't feel joyful, right? Next, it's also coming to the value. So there could be, people out there, really getting their home together, really valuing, what materials they do have, and not always being so superficial in, what they could have. Once you're comfortable and you accept what you have, that allows a transformation to be brought to, bring you those new things. And, what values that have you been up to now? And, that's kind of worked and things that hasn't worked. How can you take that and now apply it in a new way with the new mindset that you have? And finally, to the foundation, how can you expand your home, whether that's outside of you or internally? How can you rebuild and revalue your foundational, your points? What do you stand on? Your beliefs and your faiths, just your purpose in life and about that. How do you value that? And how can you now take a hold of that, in the physically, and now how can you transmute that metaphysically, into another realm to really take that next step for the next level pertaining to, your self values and your foundation. And for that, I will yield for Venezuela. So we have, Taurus, the sun in Taurus. How can you, take the old and now apply it in the new, so that now, you can, possess what the earth has to offer, but not in a material way, but a transformative way that works for the all. All right, so let me get on up out of here.
Really loving the fire.
No, it's not the party up, it's flames up. All righty. So moving on. We're moving to the Virgo zone, right? So we're at Belize City, Belize. All right. So we have the ascendant at 1 degree, 33 minutes, Sagittarius. And, from 0 to 4, if my memory serves me correctly, is the degrees of draughtsmanship. All right. And so, still being ruled by Guru, we have Guru in the 4th. So he's going to expand that home foundations, expand the architecture of everything, expand, just the loving wisdom that's to come to the home to uplift. All right. And we know that's coming through, really being the kind of ruler over the sun. Well, Taurus, kind of, right? So we've got the sun and Taurus in the 5th house. All right. And so when it comes to your creativity, there could be ways that people are looking to get more creative. Artistic ventures, whether it's painting, poetry, writing, or, even banking and accounting, because, Taurus also rules over that as well. So how can you be more creative, or how can we be more creative and our deeds and values to, to receive the things that we need to, be secure in our home and foundations. There could be also, energies or, inclined to the daily routine. How do you get up and start your day? How do you end your day? Is the daily routine that you've got, is it comfortable for you? But when you really look at things, is it really not working for you? Just some questions that you could think about that, or, applying, what you've done up to now. Now, if you learn some new things like, if I break this time up into this, I can really maximize my day so that I can feel more productive and not, kind of sluggish or behind. All right. And then finally, self-expression, Taurus rules the throat. So when it comes to, how you express yourself and, communicating, we could be seeing a lot of that come to life with the sun moving into Taurus, or people now have studied, marketing or communications or how to write. So now they're finding new ways to write and communicate. And, from how they used to do things, now they learned this new way. So it's like, all right, let's do it this way now. Like, things hasn't worked until then. What's the next way to transform and level that up? So applying that as well. And then finally, we have Aries on the 5th house cusp. So, the final say-so is coming through Mars, in which Mars is at 3 degrees, 45 minutes Pisces. So when it comes to, taking your values and transforming it from the old ways into the new, there's this sense of new beginnings now, because now you can, you have this drive and ambition towards the new. Now you have left the past behind. It is what it is. Now you're moving forward. And when it comes to the shared finances, like I said earlier with the accounting, it's wisdom and the drive to either work with yourself, your partner, or, they say other people's money when it comes to the finances. And now with that brings an ending to, not knowing actually how to handle and take care of things. So yes, with the great new beginning, there is a painful ending and, a painful realization, but that is what it is, as we can say. And so now you can take that ending and, think about the mind. Now you can move forward with these new principles, because now you have this creative consciousness with the sun, being your 5th house of creating, but it is being ruled by the drive with Mars being in the 3rd house, so it's speaking your mind, it's being about the social activity and community, and it all gets expanded with Jupiter being in the 4th house. So we can just be looking to expand, like I said, the home, the foundations, and, communicating with mothers and women. And then, with the being conjunct Neptune, you have to just see the truth and you have to see the illusions for it all. That's the duality of it. And with that, I will yield for Belize City, Belize. Brother Benjamin, you good?
Yeah, I'm positive. Yep.
That's fine. All right. So, just fired up, flames up. There we go. Flames up. All right. So we'll get next into my next location. All right. So we're at Hermosa Beach. I have to actually look because there's a blocking that location is. So let me. Oh, Leo's on. There we go. Hermosa Beach, California, or Khalifa. There we go. Right. All righty. So we have the ascendant at 0 degrees, 13 minutes, Scorpio. And that is, the sensuous and passionate degree. And we know that the ascendant is ruled by Mars, which is at 3 degrees, 45 minutes in the 4th house. So, getting active in the home. Getting active in the home. Right? So, and we'll move on next to, let's see, the soul, sun, the soul, which is in the 6th house, right? powerful in combining old principle and new applications. All right, so when it comes to, let's see where I'm at with it. All righty, there could be, right now with this sun ingressing Taurus, people can be looking at their first child, and how they would like to, better assist them, spiritually and materially, giving them the proper foundations to come up right. Also, people
that's
can be
wisdom, bro. Not to cut you off, when you say looking at the new child on Snap. Remember, I told you about a couple of cycles ago about the niece who was going to have a child soon, or heir soon. And all she does is be with a child pretty much all the time. And maybe like a couple of weeks old. But yesterday she was just saying all I did was just be in bed with my child yesterday. And this is her first child too. This is her first child. So yeah, I was like, whoa, there's no way all this is right. But I yield, bro, just to add to what you're saying there.
Gratitude indeed, bro. Gratitude indeed for the wisdom. All right, so yeah, like my bro said, whether it's there's these newborns, coming, or just pertaining to the first child, you could be now looking at how to better value and service them, and yourself, because that as you uplift them and raise them, you're paying it forward for them to do the same as they get older. Also, material possessions. So to whoever needs this, or just to the conscious, we are valuable without materials because we are more than a material. So just because you think you might not have everything, hey, Jesus didn't have everything, and look what he did, right? So so just be grateful and for what we have when it comes to materials. And also we could be looking to get some service, some valuable service. That's what I also am seeing with the sun being in the 6th house, being there in Taurus, just valuable service. Or people can be looking, maybe somebody's getting something for their pets, maybe getting them a new collar, or, a new jacket or something, with things warming up, just to be on the travel, on the road traveling. And also, 6th house also comforts as well. So what are you, looking to use your finance to get valuable things for, to make yourself feel more comfortable, whether it's yourself, your home, or your routine, or even just organizing. Maybe someone's out there purchasing some things so they can feel better organized, whether that's a planner or, just different things to make life easier and more simple. Because, there's nothing wrong with, being comfortable, but, like Wayne said, don't get too comfortable. But once you're comfortable and secure, that brings a healing feeling to that, a sense of security, right? And so then we'll get on to with Mars, being at final dispositor for that. And Mars is in 3 degrees, 45 minutes, Pisces, and the 4th house. So it's just really getting active in the home, taking these feelings as transformative mysteries that you have probably been unveiled or will be unveiled, and taking that and transforming your home, having those talks, whether it be the mother, women, or the children. It's just taking the old way of doing things that hasn't worked, and hey, this is a more valuable side of it. They told you not to look on the other side, because they say the grass ain't green on the other side, but let's take a look at both sides of things. And now let's take the old ways of doing it and let's do it this new way, the proper way, the harmonic way. So that, there brings this, it brings a self-awareness, a sense of self-awareness, to now that you can release from, any personal limitations that you have done, and also, just some self-undoings that one has done. And now this brings a new building, new reorder of the foundation for, not only yourself and the service that you give to others, because we are always in service to others, but how you bring that to the home. And for that, I will yield for Hermosa Beach, California, for the Leo zone. So, just do it from the heart of it all. And, it's the loving wisdom, just teaching, being loving wisdom, and doing it from the heart. And for that, I shall yield. And I will bring, that back to Brother Benjamin while he, steps back.
Gary, we in the Cancer zone. April 19th, 2022, Tuesday, 1600 hours and 25 minutes in the Uteria, French Polynesia.
Oh, Polynesian. I'm gonna say Polynesia.
Polynesia.
I say yeah.
Polynesia. But on the rise, we have 3 degrees Libra, 43 minutes, and that is ruled by Venus, and that is abscess, degree of abscess. Ascendant ruler, Venus at 15 degrees, 49 minutes Pisces, 6th house of service. Fall of Mercury is that degree for Venus, the ascendant ruler, at 15 degrees, 49 minutes Pisces. So we heard speak about the 7th house, and the sun is there at 0 degrees Taurus at 0 minutes. And that is the degree of powerful combining old principles and new applications. And I get my delineation here. The sun now ingress in the 7th house of contracts, relationships, with powerful combining old principles and new applications in the 7th house. The foundation pertaining to all new dealings with those who you relate to will be long lasting and stable. Since reps the bull or represents the bull, 10 times out of 10, a bull knows where it wants to be and where it doesn't want to be. It doesn't want to be moved out of the way. So by nature herself, it won't be moved, but by nature herself. So only nature will run up on a bull and do that. And that's something, hopefully an animal in nature and not some human thinking they could just stroll up on an animal like that. Long-lasting commitments here. So vet carefully what you intend to value and preserve for many times to come. So there isn't any blinded with a death and rebirth situation. So basically, don't overlook something, with the sun right here and somebody, don't overvalue somebody. That mean like look for something worse, but keep it balanced. We all are quote unquote flawed. So just so when you see something that's quote unquote flawed, address it, but address it for healing purposes so y'all can move on. So the Venus is in Pisces and is exalted. So you're gonna be, let's say a dreamy, you're gonna be empathetic, you're gonna be very vulnerable, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna be quote unquote the rose-colored glass, but it's stable, guys. It's a stable, so it's good. But in all things, you want to make sure that you're not overdoing it well. So for times to come, make sure that you didn't overlook something that you thought was valuable. You know what I'm saying? But it really wasn't too valuable. So don't create that rebirth and death generation, death and rebirth situation, which is the 2nd house. Because you got Taurus here on the no, it's the 1st house. No, we're talking about the 7th house here, which is the 1st house. Death and rebirth in itself. So you don't want to lose who you are because you looked over a quote unquote flaw in someone else, and now you're like, oh, all hope is lost. Let's talk the whole thing away when it could have been something small. Because Chiron is there, so there's something there that can be like, it's like, hey, I think you should do this, or I think this type deal. And that don't take nothing but a little communication, and that's the perfect house to do that. You got light on that, and whatever you think, whatever principles you were taught, in the 4th house, you can relate that to the 7th and see how y'all can balance that out. To preserve the time to come that cost you and those who are close to you, because you have the 2nd house right there. So if you lose something, the ones that close to you are gonna lose something too. So you don't want to mess that up. And that can be the children. So you some valuable, y'all blow up, relationship go east and west, and now you're sitting there lonely, and the children are sitting there lonely too, because they look for you guys to be in unity, to bring them along. So value yourself, and trickle down to value the children. Those are the ones that keep the ball rolling for you. So building something. So share the same values, seeing the self through your personal interactions. So basically, try to see yourself in others. See something that you value in yourself and someone else. That's not saying live outside yourself, but try to see the best and others and mirror that into yourself, you know, and some guys to do. And I yield for the sun, 7th house, 0 degrees, Taurus, 0 minutes. Oh yeah, right here. Gemini zone. All right, April 20th. April 20th. We still got stuff coming. April 20th, 2022 to the Wednesday, 1400 hours, 25 minutes, and that is La Vuca Vida, Leva Fiji. How you doing? You guys got 26 degrees Leo, 58 minutes on the rise. That is ruled by the sun. And the ascendant ruler is the sun at 0 degrees, 0 minutes Taurus in the 8th house of joint finances. These are taxes, you got astrology, behind the scenes stuff, you know. 2nd house is the rapper on the stage, 8th house is the DJ. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, the 2nd house can do that thing, you know what I mean? But getting to my delineation here about the sun in the 8th house of joint finance and astrology, death and regeneration, but you know, that's not a thing because Brother Sean let us know earlier, and you know, in the presentation that there never was a time when man/mind was not. So the death of generation can only happen where? In the mind. Yeah, of course, you may see physical things, you know, drop, not get back up, but you know, you don't really see hair, you know, a hand doesn't make the sun come up. So, you know, a little something to stay. But anyways, taxes and inheritance of other people's possessions. Giving testimony to this energy now in the house of behind the scene things, dealing with the things we value that are connected to others. Venus rules Taurus, but Taurus is being ruled by Jupiter and Pisces. So we are seeking to expand our values that will affect the future, being that will benefit from this activity. So basically, you know, you're searching for some type of learning, or you're searching for some type of higher learning within an institution that's relatable to expand and heal behind the scenes things. So whether that healing needs to be financially, metaphysically, you know, medically, anything. So if it is like 8th house readings, you know, you can put light on, you know, seeing what value thing you can get to heal that, you know, because right now your mind is in Chiron is in Aries, so in the mind or in the head area, so it could be clogged. So it's only right that you go to the throat to go speak about things that are unseen, that are happening on the inside of you, you know, that you can still operate on the outside. And then your 2nd house buildings, you know what I'm saying? Behind the scenes, institutions of learning will assist one in tying those loose ends up that will secure the wealth to sustain life itself. You know, and life is you, your heirs, and those who are connected to, you know, if you have, you know, joint finances type of feelings with one another. Be willing to allow yourself to take in the lessons being taught and not be stubborn and cause rebirth and possessions that require and what's required in the future. So once again, you know, while you're behind the scenes, you know, learning and healing, make sure you're not trying to make things only go your way. You know, the sun here wants to shine, and it wants to be like, you know, I have this, you know, I value this, I this, I that. So you want to get rid of the I and think about the we, but the 8th house is we, you know, joint finance, taxes, you know, inheritance, other people's property, you know, things of that nature. So this is not a think about me house, you know, and the sun represents the government as well, the governing mind. So some type of authority figure here could be back there, you know, some type of sun to be back, organizing the values, you know, pertaining to the kindred, to the family, you know, that they all need to possess and go about their daily things in the 3rd house. You know, so overall here, definitely take those be powerful in combining those old principles and new applications. So like, you know, take the mind of the mind of your foremothers and forefathers, you know, into this new paradigm that you seek stability in. Because Taurus is stability. And, you know, remember Venus is exalted as well. So you know you're gonna see what you want to do. You know, it's gonna be basically like in your head almost. It's gonna feel natural. It's not gonna be, you know, something that's timid or something that you're gonna take advantage of someone. Although you can, but this is not that type of energy. Venus is exalted, so you're gonna want to take care of the mother bear. Value the things behind the scenes. Ultimately, take care of the mother. And I yield.
Appreciate you for that hot fire, Brother Benjamin.
All right. Oh, all right. We got a Taurus zone here, April 20th, 2022, Wednesday, 1400 hours, 20 minutes, and we are in Invercardly. Invercardly. That's that. Invercard.
Invercargill.
Invercargill. How you guys doing out there? How you boys doing out there in Invercargill? 27 degrees, Cancer, 18 or 19 minutes is on the rise here. The degree of farming and how,
That's New Zealand as well. There we go.
Oh, yeah, degree of farming and healing.
There we go.
Was that healing you said, Brother Sean?
I was just saying that was in, Invercargill, New Zealand, bro.
Oh, New Zealand.
Y'all know that's what I'm laughing at over here. Like, I'm talking to Brother Corey, right? I'm just sitting here like, what? Okay, man. That's what it says. That's actually what it says. All right.
At the degree of farming, and this is a Taurus ruled zone, and the Taurus, the bull, help break up the ground so you can put your seeds in there, close it up, and then you wait for the moon to be in, a preferably water sign, so the dirt can have some nourishment to it, because water helps things like grow and be strong. So, do your planting accordingly, guys. And the moon is really the ascendant, and the moon is in the 4th house of home. The moon is in the Halo house. Wow, that's incredible. Yeah, please take advantage of this, guys, for sure. 14 degrees, 37 minutes, Sagittarius in the 4th house. The degree of dumbness and indecision, and it would be a very dumbness and indecision not to plant accordingly during this time. You guys out there in New Zealand, so take advantage of it, but we're here to talk about the 9th house, and the sun is here, 0 degrees, Taurus, 0 minutes. Higher learning. So why is the sun here? What are we shining light on? What higher learning are we shining on right here? To give my testimony. So now resting in the house of God, like I said, the 9th house, which deals in higher learning, one's belief, philosophy, and foreign endeavors, giving testimony with the sun at 0 degrees, 0 minutes, in which one is seeking the true value in things foreign to him or her. Creation is inspired by seeing the value in learning new things, or teaching these new things, or old principles learned and research and third ideas of communication, giving fertility to those beliefs that have been resting inside of you since your first breath. The values will be shown in philosophy by the way you see the beauty and essence of all things that you see that seem foreign to you and to the mind and to the heart. So you'll gain inspiration you won't gain inspiration one time. What did I just say? Your values will be shown in how and what type of philosophy that you partake in, basically. So how you describe what, type of history or this type of science or this type of, astronomy or astrology, your values will be shown in how you speak about things of higher learning, and how you creatively do that from the heart and the mind. The mind, heart, Leo, sun. You got the mind. It is the moon, but here it's Taurus and Venus. But that's like negative, so we'll just use that as feminine in the mind. So and other, it comes from the mind. So you have to think. So let how you think creatively, express your higher learning. I'm saying you'll shine through how you teach. Putting in place the old principles that have governed the law for centuries, returning to the field, to the real one, turning to the field to the one, what truly needs to be valued, basically using the laws that our foremothers and forefathers put in place in this new paradigm, and removing, the old and the one that doesn't value anyone. The law is for everyone. They came with, like astrology. We can't pick and choose, what energies we want to put places because they're already there. We just have to explain they're in the sky already, and be unbiased about that. So right now, you're going to use the laws of life and the laws of astrology and the laws of whatever, to benefit everybody, the laws of truth. And you're going to shine light, and create value amongst everybody. And I yield on that.
It's fine, bro. It's fine.
And returning to the field to the rim. But that was what I was trying to say earlier. Returning to the field to the real one that truly needs to be healed, which is Mother Earth. Yeah, so using the laws to heal Mother Earth to return to the field. So it's basically, using astrology for us, to actually heal, Mother Earth, because without, Mother Earth, we can do anything. It's one mother's breast giving a suck, and that mother is Earth.
Wow, bro.
I yield. Now I yield.
All right. All right. So let's see. We are here April 20th, 2022 on the Wednesday, on the Mercury day. And we had 1100 hours, 55 minutes at Adelaide, Australia. All right. So we have the ascendant here at 5 degrees, 0 minutes Cancer. And that is at the degree of sleep and trance. And the ascendant is being ruled by Luna at 14 degrees, 37 minutes Sagittarius, and the 6th house of service and at the degree of dropmanship. All righty, so Luna here is going to be, how this is poured out through the subconscious and the emotions. But we are right now moving on and forward to Sol being in Taurus, or the sun in your 10th house, right? So when it comes to the sun being in Taurus in the 10th house, right now, there could be some, people experience maybe a new sense of inner child. Maybe they found a way or opportunity to express their inner child for a long-term type career, or maybe even expressing their inner child, to, connect and unite to others. Also, another thing we could be looking at is obligations. How can you take what you value and, set you some obligations or a standard to follow by, to really uplift and be that type of thing. And then lastly, we'll get to the national soul. How can you value national activity? And also, now that you're being national activity, is also divine. So how can you get back into the divine and national movement? But first, you got to do that by Prophet Noble Drew Ali. And with that, that'll bring you a new drive, a selfhood evolution through inner development. You have to go east before you can really be able to, journey west. And, with Prophet Noble Drew Ali, you gotta be like Lil Jon, man. You gotta kick it with the East Side boys before you want to go west. And with Prophet Noble Drew Ali, he's gonna bring this mystery clarity that most people go through, whether they consciously know it or subconsciously don't know it. But there is this mystery clarity that people have been wondering about, and we can expect, with the sun being in Taurus, a new sense of values to be coming through. But the way it's going to be poured out, it might, make you emotional, but just be rational about it and understand that, things are how they are for a reason, but now there is a changing of, the values and the Takalapans for, to bring this harmonic value back. And with this, harmonic growth opportunity between your consciousness and your ambition, you can really take your ambition and transform that into your career with the proper foundation values to be honored, love, and not, as I say, a package seller or not for truly the people with that. So, it's just taking the old ways of doing things to transform it And now you can do it in this new fashion that will, bring the results from past times, whether it be past lives or, just past mistakes. Now you have this new way you can do it. It's like learning a dance, right? You're learning to dance and you're doing it, but you're kind of really not doing it. And now there comes this opportunity to just grow for somebody like, hey, bro, I know, what I'm saying, you're doing your little Millie Rock over there, but man, this is how you really add some flavor and some sauce to it. So now you've got this sauce of now that you can really Millie Rock and dance with it. And, now we take that back to taking the old way of doing things and doing it in a new application. So that now, the new values are transformed. And, just how you look at yourself is transformed. How you let others treat you is transformed. And with that, I will yield for Adelaide, Australia.
Oh, also don't let your brother sell you a Millie Rock package. Value yourself and know that, the degree is like, I'm sure I don't know.
I can just watch some YouTube videos about myself and not get the package sold. Right.
The opportunity creates the opportunist. It's an opportunity for your brother or sister, to be valued and to be loved to you.
All right, let's see. All right, we were pulling up. We ain't even meta travel no more. We just astro sliding and moving. All right, so we coming back here to Mandai, Singapore. So, still April 20th, 2022 or 1442 Moorish calendar year, right? Yeah. All right. So we have the ascendant at 19 degrees, 40 minutes Gemini. And we know that Gemini is ruled by the planet Mercury. All right. And so Mercury is at 17 degrees, 5 minutes Taurus. All right. So when it comes to, how this energy is going to be poured out, it's going to be poured out by writing, communication, letters or conversations through the groups of brotherhood or, even friend groups or, social media. Right. But we're going to get into the sign. Right. So we have the soul at, 0 degrees, 0 minutes Taurus in the 11th house. All right. At the degree, of powerful and combining old principles and new ways. And so, all right, when it comes to the sun being Taurus, people maybe could be looking to conceive offspring. Maybe, they have got their values and foundations together and, they're, having knowledge of self, and now they're looking to value that and put that into a seed to plant for later. So, for anyone, that comes, does the bump and grind, the birds and the bees, they can be looking to have a Capricorn baby. So if you're wanting to have, a structured young one, uplifting, this is the time for that, right? But also when it comes to the pursuit of, our own destiny, because each of us is on our own destiny, our own journey, this is just a time that now you maybe get a new sense of, worth. Maybe you, someone out there watched some videos and it really spoke to them. So now they're going through this reflection of how they really look at things, or they're talking with people about how to, better go about ways and, how to just better produce and be valuable, but also valuing yourself. All right. And finally, when it comes to the hopes and ambitions, it's, working the materials and not letting the materials work you. I can say for that, it's like having a balance between that. And as we know, what'd you say, bro?
Oh, they shout out Bernie Mac.
Islam.
It's like make the material, don't let it make you.
Exactly. Yeah. Or the saying, make the money, don't let the money make you. But it's just, knowing that, especially now that we came from that 5th house, energy. Which actually we've got, Scorpio on the 6th. So, your, values are now, well, for those that are, a Gemini rising, it can be applied to you as well, that, your workplace is being transformed and you're looking at, just different, different topics on the internet, right? And this is just a harmonic growth to now as the final say so. You know, if you take these energies and now you're communicating within your group or within yourself, now that you can look forward to your drive being, you know, to having fulfillment. You know, with a proper drive and loving wisdom, one will attain fulfillment, but it is a long journey, not a short process. And also with loving wisdom, with the higher learning, you know, there comes this enlightened selflessness that you know that yes, you must give it to yourself first. You know, you must have to eat first before you can help others. But now you're having these values and drive of wanting to really help yourself that you can more help others. Because, you know, it's always each one teach one, and that freedom is everybody's job. And also with the higher learning and now communicating within your groups brings this, you know, this understanding, you know, so when you learn more and you learn things that you haven't, you know, learned or been taught, and now you value, you know, what you've been taught, but now you're looking to take your childhood and up to now into new ways and new ventures. Now with this loving wisdom and, you know, different studying different laws or philosophies of the true religion, not dogma, you know, there's this opportunity, you know, just to have an understanding of who you are, what things are. And, you know, we know that man cannot comprehend, you know, infinite things, but now you can get a sense consciousness base, and now you can really attain to the spiritual ways with the new values of up until now, you know, of thinking what you think spirituality is. So it's valuing and rethinking what you think spirituality is, and taking the dual side of that and communicating, whether within your group or friends talks or just joining new groups. So now that you can see the dual nature side, so now that you can transform this energy. And, you know, you have this new sense of self, and you know how you just look at things and know that all things have to end for new things to begin. So will you love yourself, get with the higher knowledge, and begin to win? And you got to be yourself. You can't pretend. Hasan, I got started, man. Oh, I even begin.
Islam. I'm actually like sitting here like, and even really like kind of just thinking about how the sun in Taurus, where it is, and combining, you know, because when I've been just listening to you guys go over that degree portion, powerful in combining old principles, right, in new applications, and that's just kind of like what 7HealStar is, and like the inception in my mind and in my heart, just being able to take the books that we have and the technology that we have also, and being able to fold space and time and bridge that gap. And really, that's just really what it is. Like, you know, powerful in combining old principles and new applications, which is, you know, going back to the mindset pertaining to our ancient foremothers and forefathers, so that our days may be long, alrighty, on the earth land, alrighty. So with that also being said, we're able to go east. When looking at the zodiac, how we're looking at it going clockwise, observing from Aries to Pisces going clockwise. You're east pertaining to the zodiac. You're within the zodiac. Alrighty, you see the zodiac clockwise in any fashion. That's viewing the zodiac west, outside of the zodiac, when you're viewing the zodiac clockwise. So when even bringing that concept right there of, some people think of as above, so below, but how does that as within, so without go when you think about astrology? That's it right there. As within, you see the zodiac order counter clockwise when you're going within.
Wind that back. That's a gem. Wind that back.
Yeah, that's why I paused. That's why I slowed it down and I paused. Y'all know my rhythm. That's funny. Brother Benjamin said something like that on the last one of the last presentations too. As far as like where I am when I say different things. But yeah, every time we're looking at the astrology, first of all, we're doing Northern Hemisphere astrology. That's the first thing. That's why we're Eller Bet. All righty. Brother Corey Sprinkles on that one. That's what we
I was telling them to write it. I was telling them to write with the paper. But
oh yeah. Tell them to take notes.
Yeah, what you said, you know, on the end.
Why you take notes of the astro knowledge book?
Islam. All right, so Yeah, write it down, guys. Yeah. Northern Hemisphere astrology, first of all, is what we're doing here, because that's where we're located. Time never was when man was not. Correct. Quoting Alhaj Sharif Abdul Ali, doing religious corporate activity, being Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Now, with that being said, this is based on perspective and, being able to look at things from multiple angles, multiple views, seeing multiple facets, so to speak, faces pertaining to some object. So when looking at the zodiac counterclockwise, Aries to Pisces, and you're looking at it counterclockwise, then you're observing it east within the zodiac. When observing the zodiac counterclockwise, you're observing it west, outside of the zodiac. Some people are like, how would you ever do that? How would you ever, and what kind of astrology? Well, I'm just saying, like, you guys ever see any type of pictures or anything, or tarps or anything, tapestries pertaining to astrology, and you're like, hold on, the zodiac is going clockwise. Well, that's a symbol that it's being viewed from the outside looking in. Whereas then that's usually, west. West is without, on the outside, without. Sin, S-I-N. What's sin? Well, in Moorish Latin, the term sin, S-I with an accent over it, the letter N, S-I-N, means without. So without, west, looking from the outside within. That is how I actually view and see the astrology for myself at this time. So when considering where the sun will be ingressing on this day, all right, at the degree that it is powerful in combining old principles in new applications. And sometimes I'll think of things like, you don't want to take new wine, which is a new application, into old wine skin, for the wine will ferment and the skin will burst, and then you will lose both. So I'm thinking then,
I know you going.
Old wine into new wines? Okay, all right. So with that being said, wine is wisdom. And old wine or old wisdom went back to the mindset pertaining to our ancient foremothers and forefathers, so that our days may be long upon the earth and land. Turning water into wine is taking common sense, so-called common sense knowledge, and being able to withdraw and bring to light the wisdom within something that seems so simple. It's being able to bring the profundity forward in the simplicity of things that are before our eyes, ears, nose, taste, touch. What is it that we can actually see? And sometimes it will take us to go without the zodiac. And that means going on the outside, looking at things from another view, another perspective, another angle. And sometimes you can, do that just to see what it would look like, what it would feel like. It's not something I actually practice. However, it's something that I contemplate at times, just so that I can have, diverse testimonies to when I'm, thinking of other concepts, as far as giving testimonies astrologically. So with that being said, this particular one is very interesting too, for it to be in the 11th house. On this one, where the sun's in the 11th for this one, and Mars is still ruling, right? Interestingly so, Mars in Pisces is conjunct Fomalhaut, bringing the energy pertaining to I really see people really utilizing the internet a lot more than they thought they were. There's going to be people attending weddings online. Like if they can't make it, they're like, no, it's okay. Look, we'll just send you the link. We're actually, broadcasting the wedding. We're broadcasting the ceremony via Zoom. So those of the family that can't fly won't miss it. Now, I'm not saying this is necessarily happening for, does that say Mandau, Singapore?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Now, it could actually, go here or happen here. I just really see that there's like some matrimonial obligation taking place, someplace foreign, obviously, right? Or some foreign obligation, foreign contractual communication that actually, it really brings about a creative way for, other people to be able to view electronically, and be able to travel to be at the festivities, even though they aren't able to make it physically. So I really can feel that real strongly. There's somebody out there that can resonate with that. So bringing and tying that into where the sun is, powerful in combining old principles, the family all attending the wedding. However, we got to do it in a new way. Grandma wants to come, but she's not getting on a plane. Right? Brother Sean suggests the Brother Corey sprinkles again. All right. So that's just really how I'm actually just looking at that. That's just what I'm saying when I actually kind of just peek at this one particular chart. Like I said, I've been here, I'm listening, but I'm about to go back to just promoting. I'm about to just keep sharing the video in the different groups in Facebook. So I yield, beloved brothers. Islam.
Well, bro, thank you.
Gratitude for the wisdom. I'm sure somebody out there is feeling that. Got the white T minds. We go to white T boys, white T minds, white T.
Y'all are hilarious. Y'all did the y'all did the wardrobe change just real quick, right?
Oh, I was getting hot.
His emoji is in accordance with the days of, like today is my Monday, it's the moon, and you are white. So it's like,
right, correct.
Harmony with us, and so according to Intuition Monday, we're expressing it as well by
Here's mine, just to make sure that you guys know. I got my white tee on also. It's just under my orange and purple, which you guys know I love. I love my orange and purple. All right. Anyway, it is what it is.
Sun in Taurus, right? You can like those values, like Venus being Taurus. I know it's green, but orange being the sun and purple being like Venus. Or the purple emoji Taurus right there.
This one.
For the features out there for the people. But I yield, bro.
I yield.
And my white tee, I yield.
Oh, all right. Final spot, final location, right? All right. So we are at Gujarat, India, right? We have the ascendant at 25 degrees, 43 minutes, or at the autocratic and unscrupulous degree. And so we know that Taurus is ruled by Venus, beauty, mirror. All right, at 15 degrees, 49 minutes, Pisces, in the 11th house, right? So that is just some, loving, uniting, and connecting through social media and through friend groups, right? That is the vibe right there, as they would say, for Venus being that ascendant rule and how that's going to pour out. So you could be looking at some conversations here. And if you just see what happened, as my magnificent Brother Hasan just gave a great gem to whoever's out there having weddings, for those that can't make it on via Zoom, right? But we're about to just get right into the sun being in Taurus in the 12th house. So powerful in combining old principles and new applications. But first, let's just talk about the sun. Let's talk about sun, baby. Let's talk about love, baby. Let's talk about dumb habits. Are they good or are they bad? So once again, coming to romance, right? And, just on how you how you love yourself. And once you see how you love yourself, you know that you will value. All right, let's go. Sun and Taurus. Self-love values. So now you're giving yourself all this love. So now that anything that comes out, outside of you, they're going to have to, hey, you got to knock before you come in. This is the self-value love house. You won't treat me how I won't, will not treat
myself. Get the horns, right?
Hmm?
Get the horns, right? Treat me right and get the horns. Metaphysically.
It's definitely
promoting love.
I'm just noticing how that background picture is like an eyeball.
Ooh.
I know it looks like it's supposed to be like, oh, it's just, outer space and stars and stuff like that. That's someone's eye. That's some really large being's eye. Okay, I'm kidding, guys. All right, I yield the floor.
That's like the mega of all mega Cyclops, right?
Yeah,
all right.
Right. So yeah, think about it. 12th house, we got I think it's called like the helix for Aquarius. So when it comes to your third eye, right, and healing, really great time with Sun and Taurus to value, to really get past the limiting beliefs. Know that comfortability is great to be stable, but too much comfortability will take away any kind of progression. So it's just really valuing your solitude, but also valuing, when you spend times with others, right? And then, we know it's being poured out by Venus, so the loving wisdom. But the drive here, the final say-so here is like, hey, you got to take who you are and really combine that with who you want to be. And now you're taking the old you and taking your new higher self, well, not new higher self, but your higher self, and how you can connect to that, how you value your higher self. And now you can combine that and merge it. And now this brings a new spiritual structure because Venus there is bringing that loving wisdom. And whether, you learn it across the internet or within your groups, either or however you got to get it, just properly structure, how you breathe. And when you think about, the Passover, how you breathe, how you get to the diaphragm of it, breathe in through that stomach, right? So now finally, as I will end this, as to the sun being in Taurus, it's just valuing, how you love yourself and loving others. Once you love yourself, you can now connect and unite with others, which now with that, this new ways gets away of the bad habits of not loving others and not respecting yourself and others. And this takes away your limiting beliefs and your sense of self-identity. Yeah, it may hurt. A jab hurts at first, but once you bounce back, you just got to take it how you take it, right? So now you're merging your intimate, your loving wisdom self with the true meanings of how the way we're supposed to, get on in this life. And we all know that everyone's on their own journey. You just got to find what fits and what sticks. And that is a truth and proper foundation. And with that, I will yield for, for India, Rajat Gujarat, India. Hope I'm saying that correctly, right? Sun and Taurus, 12th house. Or even if you just have that, And for that, I shall yield for that. All right. I'm going to just take the hot fire away and get out of that, right? Yeah,
teaching style, how they teach the young children in India, that name like that. That's something,
Definitely, indeed. All righty, that was great. I feel like we floated that. We floated, but like it didn't seem long. Once again, time never was, a man was not. Yeah, that was great actually. Come back here. I mean, if that
overall, don't self-indulge in what you value. Obedience to that, whether that be food. I don't want to be like drugs, but even say the Pisces, so just hit the shot and just be like, all right, guys, we head out type deal. Nice. Say, don't find your mother in a liquor bottle. When I was younger, my grandma offered me something. She was like, don't find your mother in the bag. I never knew what that meant. But it meant like, don't take the ball, don't dig at the big bottom, don't overindulge. She was saying. So basically, take your time. Overindulge on like a TV show, or something like that. Not something you can say.
Yeah, we're not saying don't do this, don't do that.
Yeah. Thank you, bro.
We, adhering to any of that. We're just saying to find a balance. That's
Moderation.
Yes. Oh man. Brother Hasan, if you could assist me for Taurus, what was the prophet when he was going through in the Holy? Where's that? When he's like teaching prudence to teach him those. Let me go through.
Say that one more time.
When he was like teach him temperance so that he may
Is that Aries? That's in the
grab my Quran.
Sincerity.
Is that thy children?
He's going over
for thy children. Let me find it in my Quran. I can grab my new one I just got from Mark today.
I would say,
man, I got my one from Khalifa Media here too.
Yes. Who said it was holy instructions for thy children? Yes. So
yes, I got that right. Yay, me!
Yeah.
Yay! What's that? Chapter 23?
Yes,
I'm right about 23 also.
If 2 X's and the 3 Roman numerals is right, 23.
Yes, 23.
That is, man. Prophet Noble Ali is the prophet, man. Seriously. I'm going to open up both my Korans.
It'll be degree 10, Brother Sean. Teach him temperance, and he shall have health. Teach him prudence, and fortune shall attend him.
Yeah, I think it should be.
All right, so
I'm just going to read the whole thing. Actually, let's go, because I know I think it's the gratitude part. And he shall receive benefits. Teach him charity, and he shall gain love. I think I was going for number 9 because I think teach him obedience should have been the Aries a portion of it. I know when we went through it.
And number 8, according to number 8 is Aries. Teach him obedience.
And he shall bless thee.
Teach him modesty, and he should not be ashamed.
This one. All right, so actually, let's just go through it. Chapter 23.
Wow, bro. Yeah, because I'm looking at it too, right? I'm just like, because me, I'm always kind of looking at it another way. And yeah, guys, go and subscribe to 7HealStar.com. We'll get back to, shamelessly plugging, the website there. But I'm just sitting here, like I said, I got my both of my fresh Korans. I have the Holy Koran of the Moorish Holy Temple of Science from RV Bey Publications here. All righty. And then I have from Khalifa Media, the Holy Koran of the Moorish Science Temple of America. And the wording's still the same. It's just one is Moorish Holy Temple of Science, and one is Moorish Science Temple of America, right? Civic, religious, corporate. Civic, religious, corporate, right? So, yay. All right. So, like I said, RV Bey Publications, Khalifa Media. All right. All right. So, Brother Sean, how you, bro? I'll do all the breakdown and stuff later. Go ahead, do your thing. You said you want to read the whole chapter. There's only 13 minutes in it, so it's all good.
All righty, chapter 23, Holy Instructions for Thy Children. Consider, thou art a parent, the importance of thy trust. The being thou hast produced, it is thy duty to support.
Consider, you are a parent, the importance pertaining to your trust. The being that you have produced, it is your duty to support.
Upon thee also it dependeth whether the child of thy bosom be best a blessing, or a curse to thyself, and useful or a worthless member to the community.
Now upon you, it also depends whether the child of your bosom be a blood sacrifice or a curse to yourself. So we know blessing is blood sacrifice, and we normally go blessing because we don't want to keep sacrificing blood. However, no, but we get what it means. Also blood is life force, right? So in a sense, blood could be looked at as life force. So a blessing could be one where when blessings were made in certain dispensations pertaining to the Helios Bibliothek, contemporarily termed Holy Bible, when there was a sacrifice made of some of the first born of some flock of sheep, and that sacrifice is there to absolve all the sins for the whole year or whatever. So that blood sacrifice, that blessing, is what cleanses, so to speak, in that idea. That's what was happening there. Or you can have a curse. So it's like, wow. It's like, okay, so you gotta sacrifice the blood of some animal to feel better about yourself or feel cursed, right? But we know, metaphysically speaking, we're talking about being able to sacrifice our lower self and allow ourselves to make higher self decisions. So in that sense, spiritually, it's a spiritual blood sacrifice, a spiritual life force sacrifice, in allowing the higher self to take command and be the presiding officer over the body, in which the lower self is just agent to the higher self. Or curse thyself, and useful, so it depends upon you, mother, that the child be useful or a worthless member in the community. I yield.
So then prepare him early with instructions and season his mind with the maxims of truth.
I don't need nothing. Keep going. No ad libs needed there.
Watch the bent of his inclinations. Set him right in his youth, and let no evil habit gain strength with his years.
Watch the bent of his inclinations. In other words, watch what the child is interested in. What is the child interested in? All right, set him right in his youth. In other words, see what the child is interested in. How about do the child's chart? How about that? Right? Set them right. In the Helios Bibliothek is train up a child in the way you want them to go. So it's like, if you want a child to be able to be used to spicy foods when they get older, you might give them a little bit of spicy food when they're little. Little taste of spice. So then when they get older, it's like, oh yeah, I like it. Like, hey man, you cook with a lot of peppers, man. No, I ain't a lot of peppers. I just like peppers. I don't know why, but it's like, huh? What do you mean you like peppers? Because you've slowly but surely trained the mind and the body and the taste buds, obviously, to modify themselves to be able to do such. And so yeah, set the child right in their youth, and let no evil habit gain strength with their years. All righty. So, just something constructive. It's always good to keep the children constructive all the time. However, yeah, the whole bent of his inclinations, in other words, that's basically, what is the child into? What do you notice in the child is interested in? How is that child, reasoning around other children in the house? What's happening? Is the child throwing toys or things of that nature? Check the bent pertaining to the inclination. So you can mitigate some things as to, you know, having the child be able to do better, be better by, you know, having something constructive to do. I yield the floor, Brother Sean. Islam.
Islam. All right. Then so shall the child rise like a cedar on the mountains. His head shall be seen above the trees of the forest. All right. A wicked son is a reproach to his father, but he that doeth right is an honor to his gray hairs.
Yeah, I'll add lib 5 and 6. So yeah, in other words, you know, not the physical head, you know, being above the trees, it's just that, you know, the fact that, you know, what one is about, their reputation, right? And you think about reputation or your status, it's referring to status also out in the public. That's a 10th house quality there. It's very Capricornian almost, that number 5. Even though it's Leonian to a certain extent because it's number 5. A wicked son will be a reproach to his father, but he that does right, that doth right, is an honor to his father's gray hairs, right? So it's just like, yeah, you know, make it so that the, you know, children will, you know, make you proud. The introduction pertaining to this Holy Koran, as we see in the beginning, actually. Dear fathers, by these lessons, you can set your house in order and your children will learn to love instead of hate, right? But that's after, dear mothers, teach these lessons to your little ones that they may learn to love instead of hate. So mothers have to teach first before fathers can set house in order. Dear mothers, teach these lessons to your little ones that they may learn to love instead of hate. Dear fathers, by these lessons, you can set your house in order and your children will learn to love instead of hate. All right? Because some are natural born haters. All right, anyway, I yield, Brother Sean. I think you're on number 7.
All right. The soil is thine own. Let it not want cultivation. The seed which thou sowest, that also shalt thou reap.
Yeah, right. Reap what you sow.
Teach him obedience, and he shall bless thee. Teach him modesty, and he shall not be ashamed.
Yeah, keep it a bang, keep it 100, keep it capless. I yield.
Teach him gratitude, and he shall receive benefit. Teach him charity, and he shall gain love.
Teach him gratitude. Yes, gratitude indeed. And he shall receive benefits. Teach him charity, right? He shall gain love. Be given. I yield, brother. Wow.
All right. Teach him temperance, and he shall have health. Teach him prudence, and fortune shall attend him. I think that was the Leo Virgo right there. Yeah.
Doing some Leo Virgo energy there.
Yeah, on that teach him temperance, and he shall have health. Teach him prudence, and fortune shall attend him. That should have been the first one, Leo. The second part was Virgo.
Got you. All of this kind of Virgo-ish to me, health and attending him. That sounds like health for 6th house, and then also service. Attending, an attendant is someone who's serving someone, obviously, right? But I can see also how health, because you're thinking Leonian also, sun, vitality. I know you're looking at that, so to speak. I yield.
All right, let's see. Teach him justice, and he shall be honored by the world. Teach him sincerity, and his own heart shall not reproach him.
Islam, you won't feel like a sucker within inside yourself. Or as my beloved brother Benjamin, in whom I'm well pleased, would say, You will not have to deal with the inner buster activity. So eliminate that buster within. Eliminate the inner buster. All right. All right. I yield.
All right. Teach him diligence, and his wealth shall increase. Teach him benevolence, and his mind shall be exalted. All right. Finally, teach him science, and his life shall be useful. Teach him religion, and his death shall be happy.
Islam. 13. Say that again.
I was just, teach him religion, and his death shall be happy. I was just saying that's how you lace the birds right there. Like, man.
Death is no enemy to man. So it's like religion will allow you to be able to, because when you're doing real religion, which is binding back to the mindset pertaining to your ancient foremothers and forefathers. And that for us is the Moorish Moabite zodiac science or Moabite science pertaining to the 12 signs of the zodiac and the numbers 0 through 9, geometry and the numbers 0 through 9. So that's what we do. We do astrology, geometry, 0 through 9. That's what it is for us.
Okay, so
Benjamin, you hold up the zodiac constitution.
You got the world in your hand. You got the world in your hand right now.
You got the whole world in your hand. You got
Actually, you look like coming from Earth right there at the heart. And yes,
the zodiac constituciones. Exactly. Your realignment for your mind, allowing you to regain your lost estate that can't be told in words. However, here's a means to do so. Right? Know thyself. Man, know that. Isn't that what this says? Let me see. Let's go in the beginning of Khalifa Media's Quran that I have here, right? And it says, let's see. It says, hold on. Let me find the man know thyself portion. Know thyself, right? Know thyself. And Allah, know thyself and thy father God, Allah, right? Know thyself, right? Man is mine. Know, right? From Cierre, right? Yourself and your process which mother chose to call upon all balanced law pertaining to the zodiac. Okay. That's how I see Father, God, Allah. Father is the process that mother chose. God is to call upon. Allah is all balanced law pertaining to the zodiac. Right? Genealogy of Jesus, life and works of Jesus in India, Europe, and Africa. In the land of bondage to mental consciousness. Mental bondage, to sense consciousness. Mental bondage to sense consciousness. That's what Egypt is. So, while you're taking your journey in your mental bondage to sense consciousness, right? Hey guys, who wants to take a trip to mental bondage and sense consciousness? Anybody want to go with me? I got tickets. Let's all travel to mental, but it sounds much better when you say Egypt, right? Metaphysically speaking is what I'm saying here. Egypt is mental bondage to sense consciousness. Materialism. I think the Helios Bibliotech terms it, the love of money is root of all evil, right? It's not money is the root of all evil. It says the love of money is the root of all evil. That's what it is, right? So with that being said, now we are looking to make sure we're making things better for ourselves to be valuable, not just for ourselves, but finding those values in ourselves and allowing ourselves to be useful, scientific in everything that we do so that we can allow ourselves to just be, honest, sincere, giving, And all these things are outlined in these 13 minutes of the 23rd degree. All right, so 23 degrees, there's 13 minutes here. Or as you say, the 23rd chapter, and there's 13 verses. So with that being said, I'm looking at that like maybe one could go about, this once a month. Maybe the mothers out there that are sincere, that are Moorish American for real, ab initio, can allow themselves to, first moon cycle, consider that you are the one that is the trustee over this being that you have brought to the planet. This is not a means to get, finances. This is not a means to use the child as a weapon. This is not a means to use a child as for you to vicariously live your dreams that you thought you missed out on through them. This is someone who you have a duty to support. If you don't know how to do that, it outlines it in the next 12 minutes. like, oh, you don't know how? Let's keep reading.
Oh no, brother. You're thinking wrong.
Right?
I really gotta get that.
That's that chapter 9, right? That you're talking about. Brother. Yeah, no, that's 12, chapter 12. Brother. Man, your thoughts are wrong. However, in continuing, so that's really awesome to look at that. Holy instructions for thy children. Thy means your, right? So holy instructions for your children. So it says, though, what's funny is the first in the holy instructions for your children is, remember, this is your child. And this is how you're supposed to be with your child. Now you ready to start knowing how to give that? Let's see if you can take instruction first before you start giving instruction. That's what I see. Can you cooperate? Can you listen? Can you consider your position? Are you really a disciple? Because that means that you're disciplined. Right? So it's like, hey,
a question then. So would that be 12 disciplines?
12 disciplines, 12 disciples, right? Right? 7 sages, 12 disciples.
But only 12 disciplines among.
Say that again.
But only 12 disciplines along each cycle.
Hey, brother.
At least we can start there. Well, it's 13. It's 13. The first discipline is for the one who is bringing the ones that need to be disciplined. Dear mothers, teach the. Let's go back to the beginning.
Brother Benjamin, can you smell that, bro?
Well, let's smoke this
Brother Hasan is cooking right now. Boy, that's
do I need to raise the Moorish American's eyebrow? Right now, I stop.
Yeah. Give him the Astro people's elbow.
Metaphysical elbow.
Oh, say that again. Wow. And Prophet Noble Drew Ali did say, I had to go around my elbow just to get to my thumb. In other words, a part of me had to kind of get around my emotions, get over my emotions, just to get to what I want to communicate. Why did I say that? Because the elbow, opposite of the knee, which is ruled by Capricorn, the elbow is ruled by Cancer, which most people call emotion. So I had to get around security. I had to get around home, comfort, and what I wanted so that I can be able to get to what needed to be done for my community. Because Gemini rules this. This is Mercurial here. So he had to go around the moon just to get to Mercury. He had to get around Cancer just to get to Gemini. He had to get around his emotions just to get to what he really know is beneficial for us. I had to get around my elbow just to get to my thumb. I had to go around my elbow just to get to my thumb. Some people are like, oh, dang, that's heavy. Not to an astrologer. When I read that, I was like, oh, snap. He said he had to get around his emotions just to be able to communicate. It's like, okay, so he knew he couldn't be radical and agitating in his speech, like in the second letter that is to be read in every meeting. Simple. This stuff is, I mean, I don't know why it's so simple to me. I mean, I don't know. I ain't nobody. I'm just Brother Hasan. You know what I mean? We're just here. We're just 7HealStar astrology firm. And we just decided, hey, you know, let's see what these books are about. And we know you want to meet somebody and they're not here physically. They've transitioned, meet them in their literature. And upon meeting Prophet Noble Drew Ali in the literature that he's divinely prepared, he's the prophet. He's definitely the prophet in these last days. In these last days, he is the prophet. I'm trying to tell you, because this stuff, and when I look at other things, that when I'm doing cross-referencing, it's like, yo, hold up, man. Yeah, some people may just really not have either the spirit or the aptitude to really comprehend some of these things. And yeah, you know, they say finite minds cannot comprehend infinite things, right? And I get that. However, I know, you know, sincerity cures a lot. However, that may show that if people are elders and they're not getting it right, just maybe, just maybe, they need to, you know, read chapter 23 to their inner child so that they can take the first instruction, number 1. That's the outside, right? Talking about outside zodiac. So since you're grown, right? Since you're this without kind of being now, you're this clockwise view of the zodiac, you're grown now. However, maybe chapter 23 needs to be communicated to your inner child. So now you are to go east and do some clockwise and counterclockwise cleansing. Speaking of counterclockwise cleansing, right? Brother Sean has the COVID Mercury retrograde cleanse. I just said that for the record. Why did I say COVID? Because you guys need to really know what that means. See, when you're an etymologist and you can really just hear certain terms, coming from cum, con, which is with, together. Vid from the Latin vide, V-I-D-E, vide, which is the root in the term video, V-I-D-E. COVID is together, we watch. 19, if I'm not mistaken, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Like that thumbnail I'm going to fix. No, it's not necessarily wrong. I just chose a different, you know, way of spelling, so to speak. And chose a different means pertaining to orthology. Chose a different orthology.
Chose a sudden change in our values with Uranus and Taurus. We value astrology. So we like, hey, according to our public, you know, maybe someplace, you know, we were like, look, we do how we want to present ourselves. We're suddenly huddling like, okay, guys, I know we run a route, but I'm thinking about just running ball. Like, all right, so we're not going outfield. All right, cool. Basically, so yeah, a sudden change in our values, keeping it
Islam. All right. So now just really looking at, you know, a lot of times when I'm looking at, you know, the Quran, I'm always, you know, looking at things within. So we are to take these, and sometimes you got to be, your higher self is the mother that's being written to. And this is Brother Hasan's view of it, all righty? I'm not saying, you know, and I'm not speaking in third person as if I'm like not here. I'm just saying, this is my measure based on my studies thus far. Your higher self is mother. So your higher self is teaching the lessons to your lower self so it can learn to love instead of hate. And then when your lower self has learned to love instead of hate, it's now the process in which it will enforce the law. Because the lower self is the father too, because we're only mothers and sons. So even a quote unquote woman's husband or, man that she's with, that she's making children with, that's still her little one also. However, metaphysically now, looking at this, higher self is mother, right? Lower self is little one and father. So once the lower self learns from the higher self how to learn to love instead of hate, then the lower self will obey higher self so that the temple pertaining to mind, man, his entire being, spirit, soul, and physical, causal, astral, and phi cycle will be set in order. These things aren't difficult. It's a matter of making a conscious decision and allowing ourselves to take ourselves seriously, take our culture seriously, really study who we are seriously, really check other people of so-called other cultures and see if, you don't see what it is, see what more you can learn. I yield the floor, Islam.
Yes. That was great. That was really great.
Yeah, I'm really glad.
All right, so I guess I'm gonna go back to the share screen. About to go hard on the website, and that's we'll close out.
Close out. Close out.
Right. All righty. So if you don't know, now you're about to know. Come to 7HealStar.com.
Where'd you get that natal chart with them planets in it? Stop. Okay, I'll stop. I'll stop. Pardon me. Is that Scorpio on the rise or is that Libra ascendant? Okay, I'm gonna stop.
And your son in the four. Say the fifth. What?
Benjamin's
we
like,
go back happening? To the numerical freestyle.
Benjamin's like, what's happening? What's happening?
The Scorpio is tropical. And he goes like tropical Siberia because it's important. He didn't just say that. Is it Scorpio or is it Libra?
Astro ball.
Kidney got the private part. So
hey baby girl, what's your axis? Is that Leo or is that Aquarius? Was that Taurus or was that Scorpio? Was that Virgo or was it Pisces?
I know, right?
What's your numerical?
Mad serious. It was mad, just get it together. And it's
I know, right?
What's your numerical? Hey, baby girl, what's your numerical?
Copyrighted for sure.
Right, yep, best believe it. All righty. 7HealStar.com. Subscribe. You see, when you subscribe, you'll get free weekly gifts to your inbox. You'll get to know when we're going live. You'll get to just see all the amazing, awesome things. So don't click that X right there. Click subscribe. There you go. Man. Just do that right there. Boom.
I don't even think that X works.
Just enter your email. Yes, simple like that.
See, y'all missed it. Brother Benjamin just did one of those things where if y'all didn't hear him, see, I caught him. He just said, I don't even think the X work. That's funny because what he's saying is you better hit the subscribe button if you really want the box to go down, fill it out. That's hilarious. All right, I yield.
All right, Islam. So 7HealStar, we do use the Astro Charts widget. We don't get paid for any of that. We just have it on there so that you can enter your astro info in there, and you can pull you up a chart and it won't really give you anything. So, you can go click to get in preparation for when you come to us for all of your in-depth astro readings. So you can create that free chart. And not only, you can get your little Star Seeds literature set, I'm telling you, just come to the website, and I don't even want to say too much because it's all on there. I mean, you talking about volume and service, like, not to toot my own horn, but
it's like astrology Legos.
Yes.
Yeah.
Astrology is not just something like you can really, put into there. It's for you, like the 2-year-olds. They're like, throw stuff, create drum sticks out of, broomstick handles. Like, just take all that energy and here, let's create some little constructive boxes and learn at the same time and rip up that paper we don't need and ball it up, throw it in the trash, all that stuff, You can take out that bars, ball that paper up. We don't need that. We'll cut off the edges, right? But I yield.
Wow.
Yeah,
School's
so
about to come back anyway, so school supplies, Astro school supplies.
Not only do we have the services or online appointments, that you can book through the website, or you can just message us. We all have our handle on there, as they would say. There's also free products that you can download for yourself and utilize to, uplift your mind and structure your mind. I'm gonna come up to, let's see, box down. I'll come to events page. Once you go to the Moor section, click about us, and then you'll get to see these 5 magnificent brothers that are the 7HealStar astrology firm that has, our social media handles. You can read a short description about us. Not only that, while you're scrolling through, you can stop and click your time travel now to get your own full year astro calendar and transit report that nobody else got. This is like the one astro Gucci item you can get that ain't nobody else got. You can go to anywhere and where nobody else have it. Ain't that kind of a way when you buy a pair of new Jordans, you go out and everybody got the same pair? This is your one thing for you to have and nobody else has, tailored just for you.
Yeah, it's the Moorish almanac.
Yeah.
It's the Moorish almanac.
Yeah, next up we got we've got the president, Corey Bey, that you can, get your astro wellness with. The CMOS, you can check out his wellness podcast, chopping it up with brothers, Malik Bey and himself. And, the Instagram handle is there for the core movement. Next we got our awesome, magnificent brother Terrell Tamari Bey, or Brother Jack. You can message him, get your rhythmically assisted assistance with fixing your actions from within. He's going to help you go east so that you can navigate west to get yourself back. And he is one of the awesome, magnificent brothers for the 7-day the Tropical Medical Astro Weather Report. And, click Instagram and you can message Jaguar Soul on Instagram. If you want to get in contact with him, and you can also check him out playing the guitar. He definitely gets
live. Like, I can go live. The guitar.
Speaking of the sun being at 0 degrees Taurus in a couple of days, right? I'm actually, and you was talking about, the principles in combining, or powerful in combining old principles and new applications. And I'm looking at my table of houses, right? Now I know I have astrology software, right? So I don't necessarily need, this, but I do because I want to, have some fun and just doing charts by hand, So I'm going to, erect figures by hand because I just think I really want to enjoy that. So, and it's funny because I might start doing it on the 20th once the sun ingresses Taurus. Because I've been thinking about it. So it's like, yeah, man, look at that. And then it's like, Uranus is in Taurus, so this is perfect to just kind of look at this, and because it does have like, all right, since like it's funny because I'm here on the first page and it's in the A's, and the first one is Alabama, and so it'll show you like you can see like the different locations, you know, shows you different locations or whatever. So, but it does that for every so-called, you know, state republic or whatever, and gives the longitude, latitude. So by having a table of houses and then seeing the important notice about how to work the method and stuff. The method's only one page. That's one page on the method. That's it. And they only show you how to cast half the chart, because they like, once you know half of it, you'll be able to get the rest of it.
Rest, yeah. You know? Brother
So,
Benjamin. Didn't I call it?
Yeah.
So Brother Hasan, me and Brother Benjamin is rapping. So when you were sending us those table of houses, I said, Benjamin, I said, bro, watch, before 30 days is up, we're gonna be writing charts by hand. And here you go to pull that table of houses out. That was like a week or two ago. I think it was about a week ago. And I'm like, yep, we just in harmony on where we were doing, what we doing.
Yeah, when you speak in an intelligent tone, you'll receive a favorable reply. The keepers of our records is the Rosicrucian Fellowship. That doesn't mean you have to join them, so to speak. However, you know, if you're able to get your hands on things from their library, like I have, you know, I have this and other books from the Rosicrucian Library, like the Unto Thee I Grant, as well as this. And then, you know, they have some things from Rosicrucian Library on PDF in our digital library also. And I just really think a lot of these things have been, you know, all a part of my growth and development, and reading different books. And I, you know, some people just think it's just astrology, but I read a lot of things and into a lot of different things. Because even you know, I got this one too, you know, that Hebrew alphabet. I still got to get that other one, Brother Sean, the one that was on the what was the other one? It's another one.
The mystical key to
the English language.
Yes.
Got you. Yeah, I got to get that one also, you know, but I mean, however, yeah, I'm really digging the Hebrew alphabet, A Mystical Journey. It's pretty cool. And the pictures, right? Pretty vibrant pictures.
It reminded me of Cisco.
What'd you say?
It reminded me how Cisco writes his name, like the letter.
Oh, wow. Well, this is the ox. Aleph.
Aleph.
Right?
Aleph.
Right? The ox. Right? This goes into this. The Kabbalah is filled with references to mysterious Aleph, the first Hebrew letter. It is the only letter that makes no sound of its own in a word, and yet from it arises the entire alphabet of sounds and infinite meanings. The sages regard Aleph as signifying that everything each of us accomplishes, however important in daily life, first emanates from stillness and silence. The Kabbalistic lore, in Kabbalistic lore, the Aleph is the outward thrusting energy, right? The outward thrusting energy that seeds the cosmos. I'm only going to read this one, and then we can continue on the About Us page promo. It is a primal force pertaining to creation that exists before any form can even be visualized. For the Bible, Helios Bibliotech, itself begins with the second letter, Beth or Beit, not the first. The Zohar teaches us that each person possesses some of this divine power, for the Aleph's shape resembles an individual ready to act in the world. Even though, you know, I got it as a, you know, the ox. Aleph represents the number one and begins the word for divine unity, Echad. The greater our spiritual awareness, the more intensely we experience that everything in the universe is interconnected and composed of divine oneness. And I'm going to yield there. I yield the floor. Islam.
That's long. All right. I'm just going to finish up here and quit snacking. All right. So next up, oh, wow. Who am I? I am Brother Hasan Ghaziel, right? And
well, you mind making a big screen?
Who am I, Brother Hasan Ghaziel? You know what I mean? All right. So you know, you can get your mental magician report. I haven't, you know, took the price up yet. Because you know, I've got it all ready to go, a more detailed part. Yeah, so definitely get that. You know that you can get the sample for Kendrick Lamar when you click that, but also when you go to the 7-day Astro Weather Report tab right here, you can also get the report that I did for Dr. Dre. I am two
albums coming out sometime soon, like May something. So you gotta be type of good to get. Like, yeah, you got an album with your mental magician report. Get that out.
I don't know when I'm gonna drop. Brother Sean, when you gonna drop? I don't know. I'm playing. All right, I am one of the two reporters for Intuition Monday, and you know that you can click here, Instagram, you know, to get me on 720 Astro Healing. I'm also there, right there. Also on Facebook as well, you know, the 720 Astro Healing. And last but not least, we got my awesome, magnificent Brother Benjamin Bey. You know, he is the Holy Degree Impromptu Improv head. You know, he brings those lovely, awesome topics that are just, you know, random, but boy, does it take us down a rabbit hole, right?
Like truth, you know, I mean, just like truth. Just simple plan.
Straight truth. Yes, and he is the other half to Intuition Mondays. Shout out to my bro.
Thank you for creating it, bro. I'm bringing me along. I appreciate it.
And we was able to build together, bro. After coming out of, you know, the workshop intensive, you know, hey, let's find something that we can do, you know, that we can add and assist to the web report while doing something for us, showing how we can learn things, and you know.
It's like being in I would say a part of being an active Moor, which is like more angles than just, you know, just astrology and, you know, like jurisprudent things, but we're taking, you know, the knowledge and applying. You know, we didn't just take it and just like be dormant. Like, oh yeah, I'm an astrologer type. We took what we knew and now we're like applying it or being active. So we're the astrology belt. So yeah, so got out the intensive, but the channel like, well, I got this idea, we can do this. Boom. Brother, been you down? Of course, brother. For sure. But yeah. Being active and not passive within the Moorish movement for sure. This is 7HealStar is within the Moorish movement, you know, changing literature, watching our minds, all that stuff within the 5 of us.
That's long, bro. That's long. All right. You know, you can hit that button right there, and you can follow my awesome bro on Instagram. You know, once you see the Instagram, you know, you'll probably see us on, you know, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok. We everywhere.
Yeah,
I mean, like we said, you know, I'm gonna say what Brother Hasan said. Cause we taking over one mind at a time.
Islam.
All right, so
in order to change the people, you must change their literature. That is the charge to the Moors, to us, to ourselves, from our divine reminder, Prophet Noble Drawley.
Just do it. Just do it.
Yes. Man, you know, that's exactly what it is. But you know, thank you, you know, Brother Benjamin, Brother Hasan, thank you for assisting me with the reading earlier. Like I knew where it was, I just didn't know exactly. And I knew you, my brothers would assist me right there. And you know, that's just what we do. And
So Brother Sean, Brother Sean moments when you have one of those like mental things, he's like, oh wait. And then we were like, oh, we got to don't worry. We got to that's how it goes. Assisting your brother. You guys just seen it like time.
I appreciate y'all because I see it. I'm like, I'm getting something. I'm just not sure. Help me out here, bro. It was like, oh, I'll throw it in the pond, right? Oh, there's another secret pond I didn't know. Let me fish it over. Thanks, bros. Thanks for being sincere. So now I have to not be worried about not being sincere. See how that works when we read things?
No problem. I'm at the way.
Yeah, that's what it's about, man. Being able to really nurture one another through encouragement and being sincere about it, especially when you're not niggering things up when you're interacting with people, right? We're not monkeys, all righty? So we're not going to troglodyte nigger things up. We're not Anthropopithecus. We are not, the Vero Arebo, right? We're not chimpanzees, guys. Alrighty, so it's usually best to find the best way to just encouraging people, cheering people up. Hey guys, Rashida. Hey guys, what do you got going on there? And it's like, oh, we're over here making t-shirts. Oh man, that's so cool. Let me see your designs. Oh man, you're really creative. Even if you make t-shirts. Why are you doing that? Because what you're doing is people's minds are gardens and your compliments are seeds that will actually add nutrients to the soil. So your sincere complimenting, your sincere encouragement will give their minds the nutrients needed, necessary, and then they'll even grow it even further. And you just never know, even though you're not looking for a return of that energy back to you from them, you just paid it forward.
Mm-hmm.
All righty. You're giving love without expecting love in return. And it will come. The universe conspires in your favor tenfold when you do those things, when you do charity. And we just read about that in Degree 23, Chapter 23, right? In the Holy Koran. For the Moorish Holy Temple of Science and the Holy Koran for the Moorish Science Temple of America. All right. So I yield the floor because Brother Sean is the host. I said all what I'm going to say. I'm going to say my namaste to you all. Thank you so much also, Brother Sean and Brother Benjamin, for inviting me again. And I am yielding the floor. Islam.
Oh, thank you.
Keep up, bro. And it's Monday, so you can check us out again Wednesday for the 7-day Astro Weather Report. And then next Monday, you will catch all of us all together, coming together for the solar eclipse. Yeah, for the eclipse coming up on the 30th.
Correct.
Yeah, so all the Astro Bros will be here. So definitely check that out. Like, share, and comment on this and all our other videos, Just go be like me when I rise to the, rise in the morning to the Instagram messages and text messages. And I'm just like, love. Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Absolutely. Islam. Indeed.
That thank you all once again. And peace and love to you all. Enjoy the rest of your moon day, your Monday. 7HealStar, we are out.
Be yourselves and
donate. And Jay.
I know, right? Indeed. Islam, y'all. Peace and love.